Welcome back to Eyewitness News. And Chelsea, I am happy I will finally get to stop saying bitter blast.
I know.
Every 5 minutes.
We're broken records. We seriously are. It's because we've been saying it every day and it's been getting colder and colder. This morning, the coldest morning of it all, with record low temperatures in some spots and near record lows in others. Let's talk about some of this cold air. This is Alan. He's showing us another picture this morning of his weather station where he lives. 3 degrees. The good news is no wind chill, so it feels like 3 degrees in his backyard and in his neighborhood. Let me show you some temperatures now across the region. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for waking up with us this morning. Andrew in Medford says it's 1 degree below zero. That's not a wind chill. That is the actual air temperature where he lives. Bill in Pennsylvania, 3 below. Dolores in Newark, 6 below. Kenneth in Wellingboro, right around 4. James in Ocean City, 5. So as you can see, we have some spots checking in below zero and some spots above zero, but just barely. It is so cold. The bitter cold continues as we head into Sunday. Let's take you now to some numbers across the rest of the region here. 6 degrees right now in Philadelphia, not quite a record low there. In fact, 2 degrees shy from that. 2 in Wilmington, that is a new record low temperature. 3 in Millville, 6 in Wildwood, 0 right now in Atlantic City. That also a new record temperature this morning, but a lot of records in jeopardy. The morning hours, we're talking single digits and below zero for some spots. Didn't break a record in Allentown. We're 1 degree shy in Reading, so still keeping a close eye on that number. There's still some potential there. It's been really fun to watch these numbers this morning. But yeah, Trenton, Wilmington, Atlantic City either broke or tied their record low temperature for the day today with this bitter cold. Wind speeds, as you can see, coming out of the west, anywhere from like 5 to 10 miles per hour. Only takes a little bit of wind to make it feel that much colder out there. When we're talking about the combination of cold and wind, we mean the wind chill with values below zero in most locations, with the exception of Dover. Right now checking in with a wind chill value around 2. 8 below is what it feels like in Philadelphia, 9 below in Millville, 9 below in Allentown, 23 degrees below zero in the Poconos. And we have wind chill advisories that remain in effect for the Delaware Valley as we head into the 10 o'clock hour today. So dangerous wind chills to start out Sunday morning once again. Forecast high temperatures heading into the afternoon. We're looking at teens and 20s across the map, all depending on where you live. Even the Poconos will check in right around 16 degrees. That's serious improvement from yesterday. And the wind will be not as bad, so it's not going to be as brutal heading into the afternoon. Now, beyond today, we finally break out of this bitter cold blast, making it above freezing just barely, though, on Monday. But then we're in the 40s by Tuesday and Wednesday and heading into Thursday, and then eventually what's typically considered the coldest time frame of the year on average. We're actually going to be well above average with high temperatures in the 50s. Storm Scan 3 shows we've got clear skies out there this morning across the Delaware and Lehigh valleys, but I'll draw your attention out to the west where we're watching our next system. This could bring us a wintry mix as we head into Monday, and the timing very poor on this. It could happen during the afternoon and evening rush, so that could cause some serious problems on the roads. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll see those clouds on the increase really heading into Monday morning. They continue to thicken up. We're dry for the morning commute, and look what happens. Here we are at 4 o'clock watching the system slide on through. Not going to bring us a ton in the way of accumulation. Areas to the north will still be below freezing, so Allentown, the Poconos dealing with snow. But right along I-95, we're going to be hovering right along that freezing mark, so we could deal with some freezing rain in the picture. This could be very problematic with those temperatures hovering right around freezing. Some snow may mix in. Accumulations generally are going to be light, but when we're talking ice, even though it's going to be less than 1/10 of an inch, that could cause some serious problems for those commuters on the roads. Be mindful of that. Your Eyewitness Weather 7-day forecast: 45 on Tuesday, 40 Wednesday, Jan 56 on Friday. Everyone's so excited about that. Peru, it's an icy situation on some of those side roads still, and our weather watchers have reminded me of that this morning. Take a look at this. This is one of Ed Connor's pictures, assuming this is in his neighborhood, but just a reminder, not all streets are completely clear and in fantastic condition. We'll have to wait on the upcoming week as temperatures rise to really get some improvement for some of those side streets. Also getting a lot of pictures in of some weather stations. Here is a look at Eagleville, Pennsylvania. This is Louis sent this in. Checking in right around 1.9 degrees. How's that for precision? But no wind. Wind chill around 1.9 as well. Let me take you to another very chilly looking scene. This is our live neighborhood network. You're looking at the Kutztown area. 4 degrees. That's the current temperature right now. Winds out of the west at 5. At least the winds aren't nearly as brutal as they were this time yesterday. Other temperatures: 6 degrees at Philadelphia International. It's 3 in Wilmington. 4 degrees in Allentown, 3 in Reading, right around 1 in Lancaster. We're still checking in below 0 in the Poconos. Right now, around 5 degrees below 0. We broke and tied some records this morning. Philadelphia tied the record low temperature of 4 degrees. So some of the coldest air we have seen on this date in about 4 years here in Philadelphia. Wilmington, we broke that record as well, checking in at 2 degrees this morning. In Trenton, 2 below was the official low temperature for this morning. Atlantic City right around 3 below. So breaking records with this cold air in place. The bitter blast, though, is going to come to an end soon, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. Winds coming in from 5 to about 10 miles per hour, all depending on where you live. It's just enough wind, even though it's not nearly as windy as yesterday. It's just enough to make it feel sub-zero in many locations still. Feels like 8 below in Philadelphia, 9 below with the wind chill in Trenton, 11 below in Millville, and it's going to feel rather chilly heading into the afternoon. However, that's going to be because of the air temperature and not really the wind chill. We're forecasting a high right around 18 today, but it's not going to feel as brutal as it did yesterday because the winds are not nearly going to be as strong and as gusty. The bitter cold, as I mentioned, it's coming to an end. Hang in there. We'll get you above freezing as we head into tomorrow. 33 degrees, then we're up in the 40s Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, forecasting a high temperature around 51 degrees. And then Friday, we're going to enter what is typically the coldest part of the year on average in Philadelphia, but temperatures are going to be well above the average, and we'll talk about that in the 7-day. Storm Scan 3 shows we have clear skies overhead, but I'll draw your attention to a system located out to our west that's going to be pushing to the east. We'll have some warmer air nosing in out ahead of that. As a result, we will be talking about the potential for not just snow, but a wintry mix along the I-95 corridor. We're quiet tonight, quiet as we start out your Monday. We'll be just fine for the morning commute Monday morning, but that's going to change, a dicey situation as we head into the afternoon and evening commutes. Notice for places like Reading, Allentown, the Poconos, those areas are going to stay at freezing or below. So just dealing with snow there, but right along I-95, mixing in with some of that warmer air, we're talking about a situation where we could deal with a little bit of freezing rain. Now, accumulations are not going to be big with this system at all. Around an inch of snow in the Poconos, mainly snow expected in the Lehigh Valley, coating to 1 inch. But in the city and suburbs, we're going to have that issue with freezing rain. We could mix in with a couple of snowflakes, maybe even a few sleet pellets, but it's freezing rain that is going to be the main issue as we head into your Monday. We're not talking about a whole lot in way of accumulation, but because the ground is so cold, and also we are going to be dealing with an icy situation, that's going to cause a major problem as we head into the commute. So we'll have to keep a very close eye on that as we head into your Monday afternoon and evening. 45 on Tuesday, 40 on Wednesday, 51 on Thursday. We're talking about a rain chance heading into Thursday through Saturday time frame, but Jan, we're talking temperatures in the 50s, mid 50s by Friday.